If your husky licks your face, your hands, or even your feet every time they see you, stop right there because what you're about to discover is going to change the way you see that gesture forever. Many owners think it's just affection, but animal science and behavior say something much deeper. In this video, I'm going to explain the real meanings behind this behavior, and stick around until the end because I'm going to reveal the most important point every husky owner needs to know, one that many people ignore, and one that can tell you whether your dog is okay or whether something isn't right. Huskies are expressive, intelligent, and extremely communicative dogs. Unlike other breeds, they have very particular ways of telling us things, and licking is one of the most common, but also one of the most misunderstood. Some owners believe it's simply love. Others think it's a bad habit that needs to be corrected. The truth is, it can mean many different things, and today we're going to go through them one by one. Point 1. It's an instinct inherited from their wolf ancestors. The first meaning has evolutionary roots. In wolf packs, pups lick the muzzles of adults to ask for regurgitated food, and also as a way of showing submission and respect toward higher-ranking members of the pack. Even though your husky has never lived in the wild, that instinct is still wired into their brain. When they lick you, in a way, they're recognizing you as part of their pack, and in some cases, as an authority figure or caregiver within that family hierarchy. Point 2. It's a genuine display of affection and trust. This is probably the sweetest meaning of all. When a husky licks their owner calmly with a relaxed body and a gently wagging tail, they're expressing pure affection. Dogs release oxytocin, the same bonding hormone released in humans when we hug someone we love when they interact positively with their owners. For many huskies, licking is their own particular way of saying, "I love you and I trust you." So if yours does this, along with the signs I just mentioned, they're telling you how much they appreciate you, and all they're hoping for is that you give that same affection back by playing with them and showing them plenty of love and care. Point 3. They're looking for your attention. Here's a meaning that surprises a lot of owners. If you notice your husky licking you right when you're distracted, on your phone, working, or talking to someone else, there's a good chance they're trying to get your attention. Huskies are dogs that need constant stimulation, both physical and mental. If they feel like they're being ignored, they turn to behaviors like licking, nudging you with their nose, or even barking softly, all with the same goal, getting you to look at them. So if your husky does any of these things, stop what you're doing and give them a little of your attention. It will strengthen the bond between you two. Point 4. They're drawn to the taste and smell of your skin. This point is more curious than emotional. Human skin contains natural salts and oils that are appealing to a dog's sense of smell and taste. This is especially noticeable after exercise or on hot days when we sweat more. In these cases, the licking has less to do with deep emotions and more to do with pure sensory curiosity. Your husky is simply exploring the world through their tongue, just like they did as a puppy. In a way, no matter how much huskies grow up, deep down there's still that curious puppy wanting to discover everything. Point 5. It can be a sign of anxiety or stress. Now things get a little more serious. Not all licking is positive. If your husky licks you repetitively, insistently, almost obsessively, and also shows other signs like frequent yawning, panting for no apparent reason, or restlessness, they could be communicating anxiety. This behavior is known as self-soothing. The dog tries to calm himself down by licking, very similar to how an anxious human might bite their nails. If you notice this pattern, it's important to pay attention to what situations trigger it. So if you see these signs in your husky, keep in mind that behind what looks like a harmless gesture, there's often something more going on. Point 6. It's a behavior that you yourself reinforced. This point probably isn't one you were expecting. A lot of the time, without even realizing it, we're the ones who teach our husky to lick more than normal. How does this happen? Every time your dog licks you and you respond with laughter, petting, sweet talk, or immediate attention, you're sending a very clear message. Doing this works. I get what I want. Over time, that behavior gets reinforced and becomes a recurring habit, even if it started for completely different reasons in the first place. Point 7. The most important one of all. And now, as I promised at the start, I'm going to share the most important point you need to know. There's a huge difference between normal licking and compulsive licking, and many owners don't catch it in time. When a husky licks excessively, constantly, almost unable to stop, especially when it's focused on their own paws, surfaces, furniture, or even the air, this can be a sign of something bigger. It could be a compulsive disorder, an allergy, gastrointestinal discomfort, or even physical pain the dog can't express any other way. Here's the key thing to remember. Pay attention to the context and the frequency. Occasional, relaxed licking directed at you is almost always love and trust. But uncontrolled licking directed at themselves or at objects happening repeatedly throughout the day deserves a trip to the vet. Many owners ignore this sign for months, thinking it's just a quirk, and end up discovering too late that their husky had a health problem that could have been treated in time. That's why knowing this difference can literally help you take better care of your companion's health and well-being. It never hurts to pay close attention to everything your husky might be going through. So remember, when your husky licks you, they could be showing an instinct inherited from their ancestors, expressing genuine affection and trust, looking for your attention, simply enjoying the taste of your skin, communicating anxiety or stress. They could also be repeating a behavior that you yourself reinforced without realizing it. And most importantly, learning to tell when that licking is normal and when it might be a health warning you shouldn't ignore. Recognizing the negative signs your husky can show you will help you take better care of them and strengthen the relationship between you as an owner and your husky as a pet. So tell me, does your husky lick you a lot? Did you notice any pattern after watching this video? Let me know in the comments when they do it most. I'd love to read your experiences and maybe feature them in a future video. If you enjoyed this content and want to keep discovering the secrets behind this amazing breed's behavior, you already know what to do. Subscribe and join the pack so we can keep learning more about huskies together.
See you in the next video.